What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. Before I begin, I'm on Rumble, FSTV 22. That's what I'm on Rumble. That's the username. Asa God of Power #1 coming out this Friday. Only on YouTube at Franchise Universe if you guys are interested in that sort of thing. But anyways, we arrive in H-Town, man. Yeah, we're doing the Houston Rockets. Top 5 greatest players ever to play for that team. This does include the Houston Rockets as well as the San Diego Rockets too. I keep forgetting sometimes the Houston Rockets are in San Diego. It's weird. Same thing with the Clippers. But for anybody new, the first time watching one of these videos, I ranked the top 5 best players of all time due to, of course, their influence on the team, on the history of the team. Did they win a championship? And individual records as well and accomplishments that they may have done with the team, maybe some elsewhere, but mostly done with the team. And so far, I have done if I can remember all of these, I have did the Phoenix Suns, the Los Angeles Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks, Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, the Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic, and San Antonio Spurs. So I have did 8 so far. I think I did 8 so far. Yeah. So I have done 8 so far. And now a new addition will be the Houston Rockets. So, also, as well, the best player to ever play for that team. So, at center. And I think we all know maybe we don't know who's going to be at center. Maybe you guys don't know. But at the center position, I had to pick no other than Hakeem Olajuwon. It only makes sense. I don't really have to go too much in on what Hakeem did, but come on now. Hakeem won the Houston Rockets their first two and only championships, and countless many other things. How can I say more? So Hakeem at center. I was very tempted to put Moses Malone at the power forward position, but I had to give the power forward position to Elvin Hayes, simply because he was on the team in his inception. Now, Elvin Hayes didn't win a championship with the Houston Rockets. I think he ended up winning with the Washington Wizards. There wasn't a Washington Wizards yet. The Washington Bullets in 1978, I think it was. Make sure I'm right. Yeah, he won it with the Houston Rockets, with the Washington Bullets. I don't even think they was in the Washington Bullets. Yeah, they was the Washington Bullets. What the fuck? Wow. But anyways, sorry. Distracted by something that happened. That's crazy. But Elvin Hayes, even though they wasn't in Houston yet, but Elvin Hayes actually went to school in Houston. Sort of like what Clyde Drexler and Hakeem did. But yeah, he was at Houston from 1964 to 1968. He was the 1968 first overall pick by the San Diego Rockets, most notably for the power forward position. And he played from the Houston Rockets, San Diego Rockets from 1968 to 1972. And then he came back for his last couple of years from 81 to 84. I think he was part of that championship team in 83. I think it was. But let's look at what Elvin Hayes did for that team. The kind of records he broke. He did play over 1,000 games and over half of them, but he did register 27,000 points, 11 all time, 16,000 rebounds, 4th all time. He never missed more than 2 games. his whole career playing both on the Bullets and the Rockets as well. So he's also on the 75th anniversary team as well. And he was also on the 50 greatest players in 96. So it's like, how can you not put him in there? But he did try to, I think he boycotted the Hall of Fame in 1990 because he didn't want to get in there until Gus Lewis, his coach of University of Houston, was admitted. But yeah, he is on Hall of Fame as of 1990. And his number has been retired down in Houston, the University of Houston, as well as the Rockets. During his time with the San Diego Rockets, just say, he was a 28 his rookie season. Wow, I'm getting confused. His rookie season, he averaged 28.4 points per game and 17 rebounds. And then 27 and 16 his second year. 28 and 16 his third year. And 25 and 14 his last year in Houston before he went on to go to, when it was the Baltimore Bullets, then the Capitol Bullets, and then Washington. But his numbers actually went down when he went down there. But when he came back to Houston in 81-82 season, he averaged 16 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 12 second season. And pretty much almost his career was winding down. He was getting older. He took the Rockets to their first playoff game, playoff series in 1969 in their first year. I think it was the Rockets' first year. Second season. There was a second season, their second season in the NBA. His first season. And they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in 6 in the semifinals as well. And I think that team included Rick Alderman, if you remember him, former Sacramento coach as well. But, yeah, I had to put Elvin Hayes on that list. He's done so much for that team. He's actually done so much for the NBA. And he's almost like kind of, I wouldn't say forgotten, but also underrated too. But Elvin Hayes at power forward had to go in a little bit. And also, he's a basketball Hall of Fame and also college Hall of Fame as well. And he's also part of the Houston Sports Hall of Fame as of this year and the Texas Sport Hall of Fame as of 1986. And like I said, his number 44 is retired by the Houston Rockets as well as his number 11. And he was also the two-time rebounder leader and scoring champ and rookie first team. So the man was a beast. So at the small forward position, this is where it gets tricky. Like I said, I also forgot to mention, this is also my list. People can think differently. Tracy McGrady. I had to put Tracy McGrady on there. Shortly after, I think he was traded for Steve Francis, as I recall. But shortly after Steve Francis, I think he was traded. Steve Francis was traded to Orlando for Tracy McGrady. He kind of, at one point, put Houston somewhat back on the map with the alliance with him and Yao Ming. But Tracy McGrady, he was always hurt. But when he was playing on that team, he had the team in position to win at most times. But just unfortunately, his career in those leg and foot injuries, back injuries, just really just killed him and killed the Houston Rockets. But during his time with the Houston Rockets, when he did play, he was magnificent. You can't deny that. I think he made. Let's see, sorry, this freaking computer keeps doing this to me. I think it was a game against the San Antonio Spurs. Made 9 threes, 12 points in like 2 minutes or something like that against the San Antonio Spurs. And I think, what season was that? I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. Now I had to look it up. Sorry. Look it up right quick. I forgot what season that was in. But yeah, Tracy McGrady. You think Tracy McGrady, you think Orlando, but sometimes I do think Houston. This is, like I said, unfortunately, they just could never do anything because he was always hurt. But what was the record he did? He's also responsible in the 07-08 season. The Houston Rockets went on a 22-game winning streak. It was the second longest in NBA history at the time. And they did not have Yao Ming at the time as well. I think Yao Ming, just like Tracy McGrady, was hurt. But once again, they lost in the first round. That was another thing about Tracy McGrady out of Houston. They just couldn't get out of the first round. Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer, as you all know. Some people may not think he should be a Hall of Famer, but he is in the Hall of Fame. Most of his time in Houston, he was a 25 or 24 point per game scorer as well. And averaging, at one point in time in Houston, he averaged 6 assists, his career high. But, like I said, fortunately, they couldn't get past the first round at all. I don't think he got really past the first round until he joined the Spurs in his last season. But he was pretty much a bench player. Almost came close. He almost came close to getting that ring. But it wasn't good enough. I think the Spurs would lose to the Miami Heat that year as well. I'm trying to figure out what year that was when he scored that many points. It's not telling me. "13 points in 35 seconds. I'm sorry. 13 points in 35 seconds. It was in the 04-05 season. And he scored 13 points in the final 35 seconds. I think they came back, including a last-second three-pointer to win the game. That's what it was. It was that season. I don't know why I thought it was a 06-07 season. But I don't know. Also, we can't forget his thunderous dunk over freaking Sean Bradley in the playoff game in Game 2 against Dallas as well. Still couldn't get out the first round. But at the shooting guard position, I put Clyde Drexler. Now, Clyde Drexler did spend most of his time in Portland, of course. He got to 2 finals appearances in Portland, one against Detroit and one against Chicago. And then he decided to take his talents down to Houston. Houston, he was very familiar with Houston because he did play for the University of Houston Cougars, as well as Hakeem as well. And Clyde wasn't in. He was coming out of his prime, but he got Houston, helped Houston to one of their wins. Now, unfortunately, after that, they couldn't do really too much after that, even when they got Charles Barkley, and pretty much he retired shortly after. But I had to put Clyde at shooting guard. Come on now, Clyde is a top 50 player and 75, and part of the 75 anniversary team, a Hall of Famer as well. Now, at the point guard position, I was thinking this might be even harder because Houston Rockets, they never really had a certified Hall of Fame type point guard on their team. Had serviceable, like Kenny DeJet Smith, Sam Cassell, people like that. I don't want to say Steve Francis, but Steve Francis, I guess. But since he does play the point guard position now, and he's the only current player on this list, I had to put James Harden. James Harden, can't deny that he has done a lot for the Houston Rockets. He has gotten them to the Western Conference Finals twice, losing both to the Golden State Warriors. That reminds me, I said they never really had a certified Hall of Famer playing for them. I forgot about Chris Paul, but Chris Paul's time, and Westbrook as well, but those 2 times, Westbrook and Chris Paul's time, was so small, I really couldn't put them above James Harden, because James Harden had Houston in the playoffs every year that he was there after he was traded from OKC. Yeah, there's some shortcomings. There were some times when Harden choked, San Antonio Spurs, Golden State Warriors, but you cannot deny what he has done for that team. And there are some honorable mentions. There was so many people that are left out that could have been on this list. Some of them did play for other teams. One of them being Charles Barkley, even though Charles Barkley came at the tail end of his career with the hopes of building a super team that can be able to get to the finals with Clyde and Hakeem, but it just never worked out. For one, Charles never can keep his weight down. Plus, he was just old. They was both old by that time. Anyways, Robert Reed, longtime Houston Rockets forward, was also part of the championships in the 80s. Cannot forget him as well. And Kenny the Jet Smith, can't forget him as well. He did win 2. Sam Cassell did win 2. Robert Horry did win a couple. Ralph Sampson as well. Mario Elie. So many people they can put on there. But those are the people I had to put on there. And I think as far as the best player that ever played for the Houston Rockets, oh, I forgot. Can't forget about Moses Malone either. Can't forget about him. But as far as the best player that ever played for the Houston Rockets, this still was a tough one because there's been so many great players. But I had to put Hakeem on there. I'm sorry. Yes, Hakeem is better than James Harden. Sorry. Hakeem got them to 2 rings. And some final appearances. James Harden couldn't do that for any young people out there. So that's pretty much my list. It was difficult trying not to put people on. So just to recount, Hakeem, Elvin Hayes, Tracy McGrady, Clyde Drexler, and James Harden. As Hakeem being the best player that ever played for the Houston / San Diego Rockets. But I think that concludes my list for this time. You guys got to let me know who should be next. Because I know some of you guys were saying, when I asked the question, some of y'all said Houston. Some of y'all said the Knicks, Celtics, Warriors. So, I don't know who's going to be next. But I need some more suggestions from y'all. I need some more feedback from y'all out there. Who should I do next? But anyways, peace out. Tell me what you